Good morning. Based on my time, and I'm certain your time, it is now exactly 10 hours in Guyana, and this swearing-in ceremony of regional councillors and the election of regional chairperson and regional vice chairperson is now called to order. Can we all stand? As we say prayers. Almighty God, we who are here gathered together do most humbly beseech Thee to guide us in all our consultations so that we may together build a land where knowledge is free, where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, and where words come from the depth of truth. Grant us, O God, Thy aid and guidance, so that we may deal justly with the several causes that come before us, laying aside all private interests, prejudices, and personal preferences, so that the result of our counsels may be to the glory of Thy blessed name, the maintenance of truth, religion, the preservation of justice, the safety, honor, and happiness of the President, and the peace and prosperity of Guyana. Grant us, O God, the vision so to lead, that all the people of this fair land may enter that state of brotherhood and unity, where the mind is led forward by Thee into ever-widening thought and action. Please remain standing as we recite the National Pledge. I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Honorable Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Mr. Nigel Dharamlall, members of Parliament, and I recognize we have two of our members of Parliament, Mr. Rajkumar and Mr. Holder. I think we need to acknowledge also our Regional Vice Chairperson, who is here, Divisional Commander, His Worship the Mayor and other representatives of the town of Anna Regina, candidates to be sworn in as councillors, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great joy to not only to be here, but to bring you opening remarks as we today swear in our regional councillors and elect our regional chairperson and regional vice chairperson. May I add, brothers and sisters, that this is happening in keeping with Chapter 2809, Sections 19 and Section 31. The previous RDC, as you are aware, was dissolved. I thank you, and I most sincerely thank our regional vice chair for her sacrifice towards the enhanced livelihood of our people. I want to extend my appreciation and thanks and to recognize the patience and dedicated support of our previous councillors of this House. We did endure unnecessary challenges, but truth and justice prevailed. As Clerk of Council, I am committed to the highest levels of equality, transparency, and accountability. There is one RDC, and there will be one RDC of Region 2. We are stronger together, and we must not spare no effort to put the best interests of all of our people in our hearts. We must work collectively to modernize this region. Our people expect us to do better, and they expect to have enhanced livelihood. As I conclude, and as I've said earlier, The commitment of the regional, the administrative arm of the region is 100%, and we must work towards ensuring that we do well for every citizen of this beloved region 2. At this stage, we'll now have the swearing in of councillors and the signing of oaths. What we will do is to have the councillors, we've had a registration sheet, and as councillors would have come in, we have registered them. And the first councillor to take oath is, first candidate to take oath is Mr. Arnold Adams.
I, Arnold Noel Lyndon Adams, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as Regional Council of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
Screen turned off. Voice assistant off.
The next candidate to take oath is Mr. Lloyd Joyston Pereira. I, Lloyd Joyston Pereira, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as a Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God. The next candidate to take oath is Mr. Raghunath do none.
I, Raghunath Dudnath, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as the Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
Next candidate, I'll invite Mr. Ronald Thompson.
I, Ronald Thompson, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as the Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection, or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
I now invite Mr. Tulsi Narayan.
I, Tulsi Narayan, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as Regional Council of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear, favor, affection, or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
I'll invite Dr. Ranjiv Singh.
I, Ranjiv Singh, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council Region Number 2 without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
I'll invite Ms. Vilma DaSilva.
I, Vilma DaSilva, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council Region Number 2 without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
I now invite Ms. Shalini Fiona Sukhdev.
I, Shalini Fiona Sukhdev, do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the office as a Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me.
I invite Ms. Verena Eleanor Rashid.
I, Verena Eleanor Rashid, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as a Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
I invite Mr. Faraz Baksh.
I, Faraz Baksh, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as a regional councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
I now invite Ms. Yonet Nicola Obermuller.
I, Yonet Nicola Obermuller, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as a regional councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
Let's invite Mr. Umeis Udit.
I, Umeis Udit, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as a regional councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God.
Let's invite Mr. Mark Anthony McLean.
I, Mark Anthony McLean, do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the Regional Councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
Let's invite Mr. Trevor Wilfred Cozier.
I, Trevor Wilfred Cozier, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office as a regional councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
I now invite Ms. Melrose Henry.
I, Melrose Henry, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office as a regional councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
Let's invite Ms. Cicilline Adela Jonas.
I, Cicilline Adela Jonas, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office as a regional councillor of the Regional Democratic Council, Region Number 2, without fear or favor, affection or ill will, according to the best of my knowledge and ability. So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the swearing-in ceremony. I would like to note, and for the purpose of our record, that one candidate did not attend the swearing-in ceremony, is not present, and that is Mr. Nitram Prasad. For those of you, all councillors, in fact, you know, councillors of the RDC, you have with you a manual to guide you in your deliberations, in your conduct, and as you take up this responsibility, this noble responsibility to serve the people of this region. I'll also, at the end of this ceremony, ask our staff to hand to you some folders so that you can be well arranged to attend your subcommittees and the statutory meeting of council. At this stage, nominations are now open for the election of regional chairperson.
I, Anna Regina, would like to nominate Vilma DaSilva as the regional chairperson.
Mr. Arnold Adams nominate Ms. Vilma DaSilva as the regional chairperson. And that is seconded, that nomination is seconded by Mr. Lloyd Pereira. And nomination is closed by Councillor Melrose Henry. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyanese brothers and sisters, we welcome our new regional chairperson. To take her seat. It's Vilma DaSilva. And my task as clerk of RDC, in fact, the program now is handed over to our regional chairperson. I think there's a bit of history here. And I can safely say that I can see broader smiles on the faces of women. It is for the first time in the history of Region 2 that we have a female as the regional chairperson. Congratulations, and you will now proceed with the remainder of this program.
Good morning. Thank you, Clark. The task is mine now. It's a big responsibility, so I will not have any long speeches, but I'll proceed with the continuation of nomination for the regional vice chair.
I'd like to nominate, Randy I'd like to nominate from the mace for this.
I agree with that. Second that.
I run down
Okay. Thank you. Can I have the regional vice chair assigned by the state? Very good. Welcome. And I now ask our Honorable Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, Mr. Nigel Dharamlall, to give his opening remarks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I think today is an auspicious occasion and the beginning of something historic in Region Number 2. I'd like to, on behalf of His Excellency the President and on behalf of members of the Cabinet and the rest of the government and all those who could not have been here, including other members of Parliament, I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues from the Parliament, the Honorable Bernard Rajkumar, and a schoolmate of mine, the Honorable Sherwin Holder. We both went to President's College, but he's a little guy. So I'd like to commend the people of Region 2 for electing you to this important assembly, the Regional Democratic Council of Region Number 2. There are lots of work that we'll have to do. The people that elected you to serve them, and the oath that you took said that you will serve to the best of your abilities, and I do hope that all of you will serve all of the people of Region 2. I think from the statistics that I've read, Region 2 has a minimum of 39,000 adults and 11,000 children. So a minimum of 50,000 persons we will have to serve. Quite an expansive area that we will have to serve. Quite a diverse and dynamic region that we will have to serve. 9 Amerindian areas, Lower, Upper Pomeroon, the lakes, and of course on the coastal alignment. Region 2 is extremely diverse to the extent that your work is going to be very challenging, and I do hope that as you confront those challenges, that you're going to do it to the best of the requirements and needs of the people of Region 2. The team that I see before us, the 16 plus 1, and I say plus 1 because Mr. Netram Prasad of the APNUFC did not come today. I suspect he may come at some point in time to get sworn in. All of you have to work together. This council is a council or an assembly of 17 councillors. You're not councillors representing now political interests. You're here councillors representing the citizens of Region Number 2. So from my end, you will get as much cooperation as you desire. You will get great leadership from the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development in the execution of your duties. There are critical things that have to happen in Region 2. One of the things that we intend to pursue in Region 2 is regional economic and infrastructural development plans, which we believe will refashion the vision of Region 2. Part of the oath that you took and part of the prayer that we prayed earlier today speaks to a vision. And every leader must have a vision for the people that they serve. And I would hope that we are not going to be at this assembly just to attend meetings and to sit here without due consultation to the people. In the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, our charge to every councillor is that you must reach out to those that elected you. You must reach out to those that you serve. So I would like to let you know that from the onset that I will be playing a critical role, and when I say I mean the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, in the way you work in service to our people. We have to be accountable to our people. We also have to provide good governance to our people. We have to consult, and this being a very short year, our budget was recently passed. You have billions of dollars that you have to implement over the next 3 months, and I would like you to go out and implement. Next year, as you move forward, new things are going to happen, but new things can only happen unless and until you consult and collaborate with our citizens. It is our mandate that as we develop programs and plans for the people of Guyana, and particularly for the people of Region 2, there must be evidence of our work. By that I mean that I would like to see councillors, REO, I would like to see councillors provided resources to go out into communities, to meet with people, and to help in addressing the concerns of the citizens of Region 2. We also have to work very closely together with all the stakeholders in our region. The elections were over since March 2nd, so please let us work together as one team forging development in Region 2. There are many things that are going to happen in the next few days moving forward, but even before those things happen, I would suggest that you have your committees in place, and if you could have those possibly by the end of today. There are some critical committees that have to begin work almost immediately. The Finance Committee, the Works Committee, the Education Committee, and when I say education, I also mean culture, youth, sport, agriculture, local government, hinterland, women and gender. Very critical committees that I think will support the work of the Assembly or the RDC in ensuring that our plans and programs get out into our villages. There are lots of infrastructural support that will also have to be done in Region 2, and we have to play a critical role in ensuring that we monitor and provide support. Other agencies of the government will also be engaged in the development of your region, and you can be assured that from the standpoint of the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, that we will play a critical role as a linkage support to bring development into this region. Other ministers have already visited your region, and I know for a fact that the Minister of Housing and Water will be here at the end of this week. The Minister of Agriculture was with you earlier, and as we continue to roll out the plans and programs that are contained in the national budget, we have to make sure that all officials, high officials of the government come into Region 2 so that we can start to develop this region in the way the citizens would like the region developed. His Excellency the President has indicated in no uncertain terms that we are not going to tolerate corruption. His Excellency the President has indicated in no uncertain terms that in the conduct of our duties, we would have to respect the people that we serve. And by that we mean that all of us, and many of you took an oath by either the Bible, the Quran, or the Bhagavad Gita, and those of you who also affirm. The most important role of a political leader is to listen to people. Despite they criticize you, despite they chastise you, or even if they shower you with glorious commendations, the most important thing that we would require in moving forward is for you to listen to every concern of every citizen of Region Number 2. And we would not like to hear that councillors are not listening to the concerns of persons on the ground. This region must be open at all times to every citizen of Region Number 2. We would like to see the services provided, and that you are now the parliament of the region, that you also ensure and emphasize upon the staff of the regional administration that we would require the highest degree of professionalism. We would require the highest degree of responsiveness and certainly responsibility in the way that we conduct ourselves. I would like to see this RDC move from the levels of threats that we had before in terms of the way we conducted our duties. Everyone must be given a fair chance in this region, and every issue that is raised in this region must be dealt with, and dealt with expeditiously. I would also like to see fairness in the way issues are dealt with, and by that I mean the 50,000, minimum 50,000 citizens of Region 2, each one of them must feel comfortable and must be treated fairly in whatever issue that they bring to your attention. I would also like to encourage you that in the conduct of your duties, you do so lawfully, legally, and constitutionally. Please do not be engaged in conduct that is inimical to the interests of justice and fairness in the administration of your duties as a councillor of Region Number 2. His Excellency the President has also indicated that as part of the development of our country, he intends to ensure that investment is decentralized across Guyana. We've had years of centralized investment, and that has caused different types of shocks across the rural areas. So we would like to see Region 2 in your planning and your visioning and in your planning moving forward, that with all of the characteristics that define this region, that we put them to good use. We have more than 33,000 acres of rice land in Region 2. Tomorrow we are going to Parliament to remove, and I hope my colleagues on my left, Holder and the Honourable Member Holder and Mr. Rajkumar, the Honourable Member, that they will support the reversal of the hardship measures and taxes that were imposed upon the people of this country, including the people of Region Number 2. We would like to see the reversal of the increases in land rent. We would, of course, tomorrow speak about all of the measures that we had promised and that were approved in the budget, including the removal of VAT on water and electricity, on the support that we will provide to school children, the cash grant, the school cash grant. We also have other measures in terms of the removal of VAT on agricultural spares, machinery, equipment, and on chemicals, including fertilizer, pesticides, and a host of other things, which are specific almost to Region 2. We also have to ensure that job creation takes a central role in all of what we do. Irrespective of where we stand, people need jobs. And it is our intention to provide 50,000 at minimum, 50,000 jobs to the people of this country. And it is my duty as the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development that administers 70 NDCs, 10 municipalities, including the Anna Regina Township, and 10 RDCs, Regional Democratic Councils, as well as community development councils across the country, both in regularized and non-regularized areas, and the administration of LDOs, local democratic organs, including participatory support to Amerindian village councils. Our duties within this sector are enormous. So the budget that was recently passed, the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, and within the local government and regional development sector, our budget is one of the biggest. Right now, it is, I think, 51 or nearly $52 billion. So we have to make sure that every cent of that gets to every citizen in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And the $4+ billion that you have in Region Number 2, every cent of it must also be available and accessible to the citizens of Region 2. I say this by also putting the caveat in that a lot of it has already been spent. But I do not want to go back over time. That has already gone. It is now for us to work together to ensure what needs to be done is done moving forward. If in service to your people, we would like to see that your focus should be on development, your focus should be on job creation, your focus should be on providing better opportunities, ensuring that the cost of living of the people of Region 2 is reduced, ensuring that the standard of living of the people of Region 2 is enhanced. We have to make sure that we work very closely with the neighborhood democratic councils, the NDCs, and I must indicate to you that the Minister of Local Government and Regional Development, as part of your mandate, you execute the mandate of the Minister responsible for local government and regional development as well. So in the conduct of your duties, you also act on my behalf. And so I would expect you to, in the conduct of your duties, that again, I do not want to continue to re-emphasize, but please act fairly and please act judiciously in the way that you proceed. I would like to see visibility of this region. I would like to see people excel. There are thousands of scholarships that we have already started to negotiate for the students of this country, and I would like to see the people of Region 2 benefit. In the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, I have assigned an engineer now centrally to come and work in Region 2 so that they can help you to get your work program executed as expeditiously as possible. And in the expeditious execution of our work, I would hope that quality and all the standards relating to quality, that those are paramount in the way that we conduct ourselves. We have made some announcements in other regions, one of which we would like to see that bills of quantities for every project, whether from centrally directed or from regionally directed, that those are published in every given NDC area or in an Amerindian village area, because you would have to help us to monitor. You would have to engage the citizens to also help us to monitor. Value for money is one of the things that we have to be involved in, and it is part of your responsibility to the taxpayers. We have also indicated in no uncertain terms that small projects in communities, we must try to build the capacity of our communities or our villages. So I would like to see that in the administration of your procurement system, that we try as much as possible to help the small man. We must try as much as possible without the bureaucracy, that if persons have skills and they have great ability and they could actually repair a fence, then we should help them to get the paperwork put in place so that they could tender for many of these things. I would not like to see, and that creates jobs in communities. It helps money to remain in the villages, and as a result, it enhances the village economies. And when village economies are enhanced, then naturally the country becomes more productive and prosperous. And that is all that we want. We would like to have as many people participate in the administration of our resources so that people benefit, jobs created, students go to school, and on the matter of students going to school, we have a lot of work to do in Region 2. We have to make sure that all of the schools are at any given time at a state of readiness for reopening. Which brings me to this issue of COVID. And you'll recall that Region 2 was one of the, despite being a transient region, meaning that lots of people pass through Region 2 from the northwest, from our neighboring Venezuela, whether going or coming, that Region 2 could be one of the potential hotspots. I think that the regional system has been able as much as possible to contain the spread of the virus, and hopefully in the future we can be able to eradicate it from this region. I would like to encourage you to, as the leaders now within your region, that you promulgate the COVID protocols and adhere to them, because it is a vicious disease. It is a silent killer, and it is now killing teenagers, those in their 20s, meaning young adults, people in their 30s, 40s, and it is providing a tremendous strain on the health system of our country. In Region 2, we will do a lot of work at the Saudi Public Hospital and at Oscar Joseph. There are many things that we have already approved for procurement. The Minister of Health as well and I are in discussions in terms of the priorities in the health sector and how those priorities will also be fed down to the regional system, including in Region Number 2. So we would like to see a lot of work done. More equipment will come into the regional health system, and hopefully the strain that residents face in they're going beyond the region for basic health care, that those strains are going to be a thing of the past.
We would like to see our ECG machines in both hospitals. We would like to see staff going out to work. And as I'm on that issue, I'd like to remind all of you that in the national budget, $150 million have been set aside for the payment of allowances to frontline workers. I would also like to let you know that with the additional things in the budget measures, that frontline workers will earn much more than $150 million. As a matter of fact, that figure can go up to over $400 million. And so I would like to close by once again imploring upon you the need to be visible, the need to be within your communities. And when you took this job, imagine that you are just another citizen. This job, it is not highly rewarding in monetary terms or financial terms. It is highly rewarding, though, in quote-unquote bad name. And I hope that you are aware of it and that it does not get the better of you. You are not in this council because you want to get rich. You are in this council because you want the people that you serve to have enhanced lives. And similarly, you can look forward to my support from the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development. I am very open in terms of how we deal with issues of people. And on a daily basis, what I can tell you is that the management information system that we have created or that we will institutionalize in all of the RDCs, I monitor them on a daily basis every afternoon, because we need to know the issues of every citizen on any given day so that we can address them almost immediately. Sometimes the bigger things are not the important things to people. It is the little things. And for us, many times we look beyond the little things, and when we focus so much on the big things, that we've forgotten that we're serving people who really care just about a pothole in front of their road or in front of their yard, rather than a superhighway. So I would like to ensure that in the administration of your duties as councillors, you go out to people and listen to their concerns. And let us all work together. This RDC was an RDC not continue. If you understand how the new system will work, you will have to be very disciplined. You will have to conduct yourselves in much better way than we had conducted ourselves in a previous life. There again, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings on behalf of the citizens of Region 2 and also as a parliamentary representative of Region Number 2. We will establish an office in Region 2 so that every member of the public can come in this region to that office to get support, to get guidance. And I think one of the things that we have to do too as councillors is to educate ourselves with all the policies of the government, all the policies and the programs and the activities that need to be engaged in on this budget. And I would encourage the REO to provide to every one of you a copy of all of the buildings that need to be maintained, all of the roads that need to be maintained under this budget, all of the facilities that need to be maintained, and in the capital program, all of the infrastructure especially that need to be executed. In that way, all of you will know what has to be done. And as I'm on that issue, I would like to encourage you as much as possible to find out from other ministries what they are doing in your region. I've indicated very clearly to my colleagues too that when they come into any given region, we must also be aware of what is happening. I think the time has passed for us to operate in a closed-door manner. We live in a modern country, and democracy is something that I personally believe in and something that I personally fought for day and night for long periods. And so I hope that you uphold those principles and that Region 2 is going to be a region, when developed and become prosperous, that all of us can be proud to say that we have contributed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I think we all know now that we have indeed a plan for our region. Minister has given it to us, and we will work as a team. I can assure you, Minister, we have our councillors are ready and energetic to get the job done. And I think we have a supportive REO too, that Region 2 will be blooming. Despite all the challenges we had over the past, we need to set that aside. Campaign time has gone. This is work time now, and I expect full support from the other side of the house too, that we are working for the people of Region 2. And myself, as a passionate woman for development, I can assure you, under my leadership, we will work and make Region 2 a very proud and outstanding region. We have so much more to do. We will close with the national anthem, after which I'll ask all elected councillors to remain, whereby we can look at the subcommittees for the RDC, because we need to get that up and running to get the work started, because from today on, it's action. No more sleep time and relaxing time. So it's action time. Thank you. So with these few words, I will now stand for the national anthem, which after that the councillors will remain.
1, 2, 3. Dear land of Guyana, of rivers and plains, made rich by the sunshine and lush by the rain, setting like and fair between mountains and sea, your children salute you, dear land of the free. Last stanza. Dear land of Guyana, to you will we give our home in your service each day that we live. God guard you, great mother, and make us to be more worthy your heritage, land of the free.
If there is anyone who wants to take photos with their families, and also we'd like to have a photo of all the councillors. So we can do that now. Councillors first.
Madam Chair, if you permit me, I'd just like to announce that we have refreshments also.
Oh.
And we can have the pick of all the newly sworn in councillors first. In the meantime, I'll ask our staff to distribute the folders that we purchased for all councillors. And we also have training guidelines that you can use so that you better equip yourself to serve. So staff members, you'll assist with the... Madam Chair, I'm certain that we did not disappoint you as we sung the 2 stanzas of the national anthem.
No. Okay. Give him a little hype. So don't leave. Snacks is available. So we can go on a little more. And we can also meet and greet.